Hey there and welcome. Have you ever been in a conversation in English and someone says something that just makes zero sense? We're not talking about textbook English here. We're talking about the real stuff, the phrases you hear every single day. So let's get right into it and decode what's really being said.
Okay, let's start with a great one. Picture this. Someone looks at a donut and says, "That donut is calling my name." What? I mean, really? A donut can't talk? It definitely doesn't know your name. So what in the world is going on here? This is exactly the kind of thing that can trip you up.
So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to break down 10 super common phrases that you will absolutely hear in real conversations. And by the time we're done, you won't just get them, you'll feel confident enough to start using them yourself.
All right, let's jump back to that talking donut. Seriously, it's a perfect place to start because the way we talk about food in English can get, well, pretty creative and sometimes a little weird.
So let's put it in context. Imagine you're walking past a bakery, you're trying to stick to your healthy diet, and then your friend just stops, stares, and goes, "Oh man, that donut is calling my name." Obviously, they're not hearing things, so what are they really saying?
It's actually pretty simple. All it means is that the food looks so good, so tempting that you feel like it's pulling you in. You know that feeling, right? You're trying to be good, but that slice of pizza or that chocolate cake just seems impossible to resist. It's basically saying, I want that, badly.
Okay, so now that we've got that one down, let's build a little scene. Let's imagine a typical morning. You're hanging out, maybe having a cup of coffee with a friend, and you start chatting about, the usual stuff, like how you slept. You will hear this one all the time. It's a total classic. Someone asks, "So, how'd you sleep?" And if you had a great night's rest, this is the go-to answer. But hang on a second. If you really think about it, do babies actually sleep all that well?
It just means you slept incredibly well, peacefully, deeply, without waking up. And yeah, here's the funny part. Anyone who's ever been around a newborn knows they wake up crying every couple of hours. But for whatever reason, in the world of English phrases, sleeping like a baby means you had the best, most restful sleep possible.
Okay, so back to our morning coffee chat. The person you're with points to the donuts and the coffee pot. What happens next is this kind of polite little two-step. It's like a mini conversation dance that you'll see happen constantly. So, step one is the offer. When someone says, "Help yourself," it's this really warm, welcoming invitation. They're saying, "Hey, don't wait for me to serve you. Just go ahead and grab whatever you want." It's all about making you feel at home and comfortable.
And now for step 2, the perfect response. Saying "don't mind if I do" is such a great way to accept. It's friendly, it's a little bit playful, and it basically just means, "Yes, thank you so much." It sounds way more natural and cheerful than just a simple yes.
Okay, so you've had your coffee, you're feeling rested. The next logical question in any conversation is, "So, what are you up to today?" But what if you don't really have any plans?
This is your go-to phrase. Someone asks, "Got any plans?" And you can say this. It just sounds so much better than "I don't know," right? It sounds adventurous and open, not just unplanned.
And to be clear, this doesn't mean you're being lazy or boring. It's the opposite. It means you're being spontaneous, you've purposely kept your schedule open just to see what kind of adventures might pop up. It's all about freedom.
Okay, this is a really important point because this phrase gets confused with another one, "go with the flow." See where the day takes me is about your plans, or really, your lack of plans. But go with the flow is all about your attitude. You can have a totally packed schedule, but if something changes and you're cool with it, you're going with the flow. It's about being flexible and easygoing. All right, let's circle back to our delicious coffee and donuts. Because that moment, that simple little moment of pure enjoyment, has its own set of phrases. These are the words you use when something just feels perfect. So you finally take a bite of that donut, the one that was calling your name, and wow, it's just exactly what you needed in that moment. That feeling of perfect satisfaction, this is the phrase for it. When something hits the spot, it means it perfectly satisfied a craving or a need you had. You were craving sugar, and this donut was the answer. Or think about a freezing cold glass of water on a super hot day. That hits the spot. It's that feeling of, perfect. And as you're sitting there enjoying this perfect little moment, this phrase might just come out. It's how you express that right now, this simple thing is the absolute best thing in the world. And here's the thing. It's the casual way to say something is great. You're not going to say,
My, what a sublime gustatory experience this donut provides. No way. You're just going to lean back and say, ah, nothing beats this. It's real, it's natural, and it gets the feeling across perfectly.
Now this is a fascinating one. The word spoil is like two sides of the same coin. On the one hand, you have the negative meaning, like spoiling a child by giving them everything they want. That's bad. But on the other hand, if someone does something incredibly thoughtful for you, like your friend brings you those amazing donuts, you can say, I feel so spoiled. In this case, it's a really lovely way to say thank you and show how much you appreciate their generosity.
Okay, so we've looked at all these phrases separately, but the real magic happens when you see how they all weave together. Let's put it all together and see what a real, natural conversation sounds like using these.
Okay, listen to how this flows. Someone starts with, man, I slept like a baby. And, ooh, that coffee is calling my name. Boom, two phrases right there. The host says, help yourself. And the reply, don't mind if I do. Then they take a sip and say, wow, this is hitting the spot. I feel so spoiled. See how it just works? It's not just one phrase here and there. It's how they layer on top of each other that makes it sound so fluent and, real.
And there you have it, 10 phrases that you can start using today to make your English sound that much more natural. These aren't just words, they're the little things that connect us in everyday chats. So my question to you is, which one are you going to try out first?